When storing your bike, you can go with a simple hook on the wall, or you can elevate your bike cave with a professionally designed, purpose-built bike storage solution. In a previous video, we went through 5 different ways of storing your beloved bikes on a budget. I'll have that linked at the end of this video. If DIY isn't your thing, then you're in luck because today we're going to take a look at 5 products for storing your rigs in just about any garage or shed. These are purpose-built to get your bikes up off the ground and into just about any space you might need them. To kick things off in the world of versatility, freestanding storage racks are about as versatile as they get. They allow you to tuck your bikes up nice and close to a wall without actually drilling any holes, and is especially useful in places like steel barns or sheds where you can't easily mount something to a wall. This particular rack is the G-Bike from Teal Triangle and is equipped with adjustable feet to help your bike stand firm on uneven ground. A freestanding bike rack is a great option because it allows you to store your bike in areas where you otherwise couldn't. Your bike storage can act as a partition wall to help break up a large room, or tuck away nicely adjacent to a wall against a large object. Of all the bike storage solutions that we're going to talk about today, this is the only one that really requires assembly. But it's straightforward enough to throw away the instruction manual and finish the job with a couple spare parts. This rack in particular stands just over 76 inches tall, but it's worth noting that you need additional head clearance to hang your bikes. With a freestanding bike rack like this one from Teal Triangle, you're not drilling any holes into your walls, and you can easily store up to 5 bikes almost anywhere. The hooks on this rack are incredibly adjustable and allows you to tuck your bikes in as close as needed. At $280, it stores up to 5 bikes pretty comfortably, and you can easily add or remove extra hooks as needed. Moving off the floor and onto the wall, some companies have over-engineered the classic wall hook to withstand the weight and abuse of a modern-day mountain bike. The usual rubberized hook works well at first, but eventually wears down to the metal and can damage your rims. The Swing Up DX bike holder from Topeak has dramatically over-engineered rubber padding to keep your rims safe, a wheel pad to hold the lower wheel in place, and can pivot into 9 different lockable positions. Pivoting hooks like this one from Topeak are great in areas where you might not want your bike protruding so far off the wall, or if you have an ideal hanging spot for your bikes, but need to slide it out of the way from time to time. Having the lockable function is great if you like to keep your bikes angled in the same fixed position each time you hang your bike up, but the locking feature poses an issue in some situations. It limits your ability to keep everything hung close together while still rifling through your rigs. With 3 or less bikes, you'll have no problem reaching the lock and pivoting freely, but if you have 4 or more, it's pretty challenging to squeeze in and unlock the rack and pivot your bike. Not to mention, you need to continue to hold the lever down when pivoting, otherwise it'll lock into place. That being said, the locking mechanism is pretty crucial to the overall design, as it would be pretty tricky to load and unload your bike if the hook was able to swing freely. In my opinion, the Swing Up DX from Topeak is a great option if you're looking to store no more than 3 bikes side by side, or if you need to store your bike at a consistent angle each time you hang it up. The instructions indicate a 35-pound max weight capacity, which can barely hold a modern-day enduro bike, let alone an e-bike, but it seems pretty darn stout to me. You'll pay a premium for this product at about $100 per hook, but it's very well built, does what it's intended for, and doesn't look hideous when left unaccompanied by your bike. Solving a few nuanced problems presented by the last product, SteadyRack offers a storage solution that swings freely, uses a tray to hold your tire rather than a hook through the rim, and actually does most of the heavy lifting for you. If hung correctly, the tray system on the SteadyRack will actually lift your bike into place when rolled into the rack. Because there isn't a locking mechanism, you can freely swing your bike into any position after loading or before unloading another bike. Determining the proper height of the rack, which will vary for each bike based on frame geometry and wheel size, is a little tricky at first, but makes loading and unloading a breeze if done correctly. Personally, I think having adjustability built into the rack would help fine-tune the setup process.
I think if this was ovalized between these 2 right here, you'd be able to slide the rack up and down, maybe an inch, 2 inches or so.
But also allow you to use the same rack on different bikes in the future, without the need of drilling new holes into your wall. The rear tire holder that comes with the SteadyRack is superior to many other pivoting rack options in the market, and does a great job holding your tire in place at any angle. SteadyRack offers several different rack options in various wheel sizes, and all have a pretty high maximum weight capacity. At about $100 per rack, you're getting a high-end bike storage option that allows you to swing your bike out of harm's way, flip through your fleet to reach the bike you want, and does a great job in assisting with lifting your bike into the rack. I'm a big fan of the SteadyRack storage system, and if you want to check them out for yourself, use code TheShredShed15 at checkout for 15% off your entire order. As bikes are only getting heavier with the addition of motors and batteries, and your kids start to pick up after themselves, easing the burden of lifting your bike when putting it away is an added bonus. Speaking of lifting your bike, while the last product worked by cradling your tire to hold it in place, Cradle developed a rack that makes use of overhead space to store your bike and gets it up there for you. Cradle mounts to your ceiling and operates with an internal mechanism that lifts your bike with a light tug on the pull cord. Once the lifting is initiated, the bike is effortlessly raised to the desired height. Cradle currently has two options, one with a 40-pound lifting capacity and another with a 25-pound maximum. You should generally be able to lift most road, gravel, and even a lightweight XC bike with the smaller option, and the larger should be able to lift most trail and enduro bikes. If your ceiling is high enough, you could probably hang your bike just about anywhere, but if you have a lower ceiling like I do, you do need to be mindful of where your bike might end up. Even with a lower garage ceiling like mine, which is roughly 9 feet tall, you can comfortably store your bike along a wall, above a workbench, above a vehicle, or in any other creative area you can think of. Cradle states that the rack will work on modestly pitched ceilings, and I've also found that you don't need to initiate the hanging process from directly below the lifting mechanism. For example, if you wanted to hang your bike directly above a workbench, you could initiate the lifting in front of the workbench and help guide your bike into place as it's lifted. Cradle comes with a small bungee cord to help stabilize your front wheel as it's lifted, but it isn't necessary to the overall function. It is more of a convenience or an aesthetic component. At $160 per unit, it does exactly what it's intended and is definitely a unique approach to utilizing overhead space to store your bike. Last but certainly not the least expensive is a multifaceted product that blurs the lines of storage and repair stand and is bundled into a compact and versatile arm that allows you to store your bike in literally just about anywhere. At $265, the Hanger Connect from Alt-Angle utilizes clamps on either end of an incredibly strong arm to clamp your bike into just about anywhere you could imagine, whether it be to a workbench, your ceiling, a garage door track, or to their home base that can also be mounted just about anywhere. Alt-Angle takes a unique approach to bike storage by giving you the full flexibility of storing your bike wherever you want, however you want. Clamp the Hanger Connect to your tire so your bike can be stored vertically on the wall, or stand it up on its own 2 feet. If you're someone who's probably already commented on the cons of storing your bike upside down, showcase your rig right side up and give it the full attention that it deserves. While the Hanger Connect can store your bike just about anywhere you can imagine, it can also clamp to just about any part of your bike. Clamp to your seat post, frame, handlebars, or tires to get your bike into just about any position you might need it. If you want to try the Hanger Connect for yourself, let the group over at Alt-Angle know I sent you by using the code TheShredShed at checkout for 10% off your entire order. For full transparency, all of the products in this video were sent to me by the manufacturers. I have no obligations other than to use and abuse them, and to show you the pros and cons that I've identified after using them for a bit. Links to purchase each of these products are in the description, as well as applicable discount codes and affiliate links. Let me know down in the comments which product was your favorite, and if you like this video and you want to see more just like it, make sure that you're subscribed.